Sure.
you real quick. With VP Vance coming in tomorrow,
Yes.
all signs are pointing to a hard push for
Yeah.
redistricting. Are you inclined to call a special session?
So he's coming in for a variety of discussions. If you've noticed that probably since the administration's been doing things there, we've been on the leading edge of make America healthy again, make Indiana healthy again. When there was talk of doing more in the states, taking some of that responsibility away from the federal government on education, I was one of a few governors called out for it. And recently we had Secretary of Energy Chris Wright and the EPA administrator in. So I guess the 6 years I spent in the Senate is kind of paid off because Indiana's now works hand in hand. On that particular issue, we'll probably be discussing it along with a bunch of others. In terms of what happens with it, the governor's not a very strong position constitutionally. It's going to probably have to be convinced to the Speaker of the House and President of the Senate pro tem, and we'll all be listening. I think if you look at the first map I looked at when I became a state legislator in 2014, it would have been at the previous maps that were done in the year 2000, and that's when our maps looked a lot like Illinois' maps would look like. So this has gone on back and forth, generally done the year of or after a census. So we'll see where it goes.
Okay, and thank you for that. Just
Yeah.
a quick clarification. So yes or no to this special session?
That's not even
Or a
gonna,
maybe.
whether that'll come into play tomorrow or not, that will be something that we talk about and discuss among the three of us.
Thank you for that clarification. And then,
Yeah. Well, the Indiana Dinosaur Museum just celebrated its 1 year. Can you talk about coming out here today in light of the Midwest Continental Divide being a part of the Indiana Dinosaur Museum and those plans going forward for the state of Indiana?
Well, I visit all 92 counties every year. I ask why haven't I been here before? Well, said it just got done a year ago or so. Love it. Tourism for our state is understated. This needs to be part of the process of overstating it because it's impressive. You get down into my neck of the woods, they say, well, where is Jasper? And to identify it, I have to say, well, it's between French Lick and Santa Claus Land. Somebody that's from Indiana's been to one of those two places. We need to do better at tourism. I think it's such a wonderful state. It's got the geography that's interesting. It's got so much natural heritage. And to be honest, I'm a geography buff, conservationist, love to hunt and fish. We spent 5 minutes talking about fishing stories coming in the door. I love what you got to offer here. This ought to be a real draw, and it's all part of something that in northern Indiana, the Northeast, all the natural lakes we've got. There's so much to offer from there to here to the dunes, and we've got it throughout our state. I want to be an ambassador of that. This is wonderful.
When you think about the South Bend Elkhart region from a statewide perspective, what's the future looking like from your desk?
So when I ran for governor, I pointed out that there are 4 corners to the state, 92 counties, and a lot of our population is right there in the center. I want to see economic development and prosperity looked at in every one of those 92 counties. You've got so much to work with here, just due to your heritage, your population center. We've probably got 15 to 20 counties that are going to be under 20,000 in population. Maybe you're looking for their own second act, probably agriculture and maybe a factory or 2 left. I'm looking to find out how we can spread that around and focus on Main Street. That's where I come from. Make sense?
to go off of what I was asking about previously, with the talks of redistricting and, and talk of it in even other states, is this what the Founding Fathers had in mind, coming from Republican values?
Yeah.
Is this what they had in mind when designing congressional representation?
So I think, again, if you look at what Republicans did when they reconfigured the current 9 congressional districts into mostly townships, got rid of the octopus tentacles that always, when I looked at a lot of the gerrymandered districts, that's what it looks like. It's been going on back and forth. I think when we get into a framework like this, I think that you do it, there'll be a reaction. Where will you end up? Probably not exactly what the founders had in mind. We've got to get through the fact that we've become very divided as a country and focus on those issues that are going to generally be benefiting everyone. And we certainly, for your generation, need to figure out how to quit borrowing and spending so much money when you're knocking nothing out of the park at the federal level. I'm a big believer the founders intended the action to be mostly at the local level of government, school districts, and state governments. We've obviously swum a long distance away from that over the years.
We have time for one more question.
When can we expect the ready funding approvals from IEDC?
Probably couldn't hear you there.
When can we expect the ready funding approvals from IEDC?
Okay, so Ready grants, which got, I love the idea of regional investment, skin in the game. We're still working through Ready 1, some, Ready 2 for sure. I've ran on regional economic development. So in our budget glitch that was on to me, a forecast based upon a faulty premise of where tariffs were going to take us, that's still playing itself out. If I had one more question, you'd want to ask me about that too. We're going to be okay. That's mostly about getting it to be reciprocal so that our markets are opened up to them and that they will bring investment here. But on the Ready grants, we're going to follow through on them because our budget is already doing better than the forecast indicated. And you'll keep seeing it because we are believers in rainy day funds and budget surpluses to get you through conditions like we're currently confronting. And already our cash flow is better than what the budget indicated. So that means sooner rather than later. A lot of places are waiting to get that certainty. I'm going to do my best to make that soon and to the extent that they were counting on it.
Can I ask
Okay.
one more quick question?
One more quick question.
Okay. DHS Secretary Noem, she recently announced that there would possibly be a new ICE detention center a little bit south in Indiana. Is illegal immigration such a problem in the state that we need to have a huge detention facility opened?
So I went down to the border twice as a senator, to the Del Rio area a year or so into which would be about 6 years ago, and then just a couple years ago went to Eagle Pass. Of course, Texas has felt the brunt of it. They started securing their own border when it wasn't their responsibility, and then it just generally shoves it. I'll make this observation. We did the most important thing that the other administration didn't do, was secured the border. And now it'll be the consequences of 4 years of open borders. And I'm one, as a governor, we're not going to be a sanctuary state. I am going to accommodate for anyone that came across illegally and then broke the law after they did that. That's what we're doing at Miami, our own DOC facility, and Camp Atterbury, if that's what you were referring to. That's a federal facility, and yes, we're going to cooperate there. Are we going to do anything beyond that? I'm on record of saying we're cooperating there. Keep the border secured, then I think you'll see a lot of the other issues get attended to.
Thank you, Governor Braun.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm John Paul. Thanks for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.